Um, okay, so this is a thing. Uh, Hi everybody. I don't want to be that guy, but how's everyone doing? Welcome to the Mo is Alone edition live stream. Hoping the chat is doing well. So, but yeah, I'm kind of alone. House is not here. I tried to reach him. I was unable. Like, I called and everything. I was good. Okay? So it's not my fault. So we're gonna play some video games. Or this video game. For a bit. While I talk to you, chat. And there's not gonna be any sound because fuck you. Because sound is hard. And I'm having to do this by myself, and since House is the more technically minded person, like, that's a whole thing. But because House is not here, I'm manning the chat, so if anybody out there can hear me, please let me know, just so I know I haven't gone completely batshit insane. I mean, I probably have gone completely batshit insane, but why not? So I'm going to continue my save game because I have played this a billion fucking times. That and I had, like, no stories to talk about. Normally me and House go through this stuff. But since he's not here, I'm just playing some video games. Just trying to help you guys out. Be a pal. At least have some sort of content to show for today. God, I'm gonna check and see if this is even working. Hold on. Okay. Hang on. You may hear me talking. Alright, successful. It is working. Delightful. I have to apologize, though. There have been gameplay videos of this game before on this channel because I like this game. Holy crap, there is nobody in the chat. Is it because it was... Like, is it because it's fucking... God, what the hell is it called? It's because it's the damn thing. What is it? Daylight savings time. That's the word for it. Hi, Lycadia. I'm alone. Help me. Dear God, help me. Yes, the time change. But yeah, House is not here and it's freaking me out. And since I basically can't do anything useful without him, I'm doing this. Isn't that exciting? I should not have won that match. But we can talk about stuff because I can actually do something and see the chat. That's one of the benefits of House not being here, is I can man all the background stuff, and although I'm much worse at it than he is, I don't know where House is. Lycadia, help me. I called him. I tried to get him over at Google Hangouts. I downloaded a whole new browser just so we could do this stuff, and I couldn't reach him. I'm like a kid who lost his parents at the store. I don't know what's going on. You were talking to him a few hours ago. Well, like I said, I called his phone and everything, and I could not reach him. I mean, do you have any sort of stories or anything you want to talk about? And it's gonna be sad if we have like fans in other countries who are going, why are they like, are they live an hour early? It's not an hour early here. It's 8:30 Central Standard Time here. It's just America uses that fucking stupid daylight savings time that the rest of the world has given up on, or never used in the first place. All right, there's another battle I should not have won. I'm sorry that there's no sound to this game. Normally I listen to podcasts, so I've muted the sound of the game, so. I mean, is there anything even interesting happening in the news? Aside from the massively disturbing Vault 7 leak? And don't get me wrong, it is massively fucking disturbing. And tell me if you've heard about that or not, because I will stop this shit and fill you in on the details. Because that is just magic. I'm kinda not doing very well. Screw it, when in doubt, go Super Saiyan. Can't handle my Super Saiyan swagger. I've been getting victories by ring out this whole time. But yeah, the Vault 7 leak, that happened in the news. But aside from that, I don't know, is it just me or has the news been really boring this week? Aside from the Vault 7 thing. Also, if House calls me and is like, hey, fucker, why are you on? I honestly hate politics and news. House usually tells me when I ask what he's grumpy about. Hey, I get it. I'm down. House gets really pissed off about politics. I mean, not as much as I do, because I am just the preachiest motherfucker on the goddamn planet. Okay, so the Vault 7 leak, how this works is, there was a big WikiLeaks thing, right? And it turns out that all that shit that they've been saying the government does as conspiracy theories for years, like listen to people through their smart TVs and fucking track your Wi-Fi data through your cell phone, and they can hack into your car and shit. Turns out the CIA can actually do all of that shit, and does, and may have killed a reporter a few years ago just like that for digging into them. Basically, the Vault 7 leak tells the story of the CIA run amok. It's fucking scary. But yeah, it's disturbing and magical all at the same time. I'm sadly unsurprised. As you should not be. No, that's the problem. We're complacent in this country. We're going, oh, we're unsurprised. No, do something about it. Stop the fucking CIA. We don't need rogue government agencies. I would actually prefer to live my life in a world where rogue government agencies did not exist, where the worst I had to worry about were crazy asshole-ish people, not crazy asshole-ish government agencies that feel like they can do whatever the fuck they want. Like the CIA going, well, Russia hacked the election. They had no proof of it. They just didn't like the current presidential candidate and thought, you know what? We can influence politics. Why not? What? How did I lose? I guess I must have been the one who got rung out. Oh well, at least I got runner-up. You know what? Let's talk about that. I'm going to close this. I'm going to close all this stuff. Gonna switch to this and go to that. Haha! Now we're cooking with gas. Tarot fantastical. Alright, so we've got a couple options for information on the Vault 7 leak. Let me see if I can pull up a few stories. Well, we have the WikiLeaks website's release on it themselves. But that's like just all the names of the documents and everything, and some of those are fucking disturbing, but it doesn't quite get into the fun details of it. I just need to adjust some stuff here. Give me a moment. The only part of what the US even does daylight savings time, we might have more people in an hour. Assuming I'm going to be live the whole hour. You frankly insult me. Wait, oh no, is that why House wasn't ready for this? No, they do daylight savings in Missouri. I got nothing. Alright, so go to this. Go to this. Change this up. Make that bigger. Make that bigger. Make that smaller. Let me check, see if you guys do. What, Lycadia? What do you know? What do you not know? Oh god, she knows something. Alright, so what I've got here is from zerohedge.com. Let me just adjust this so it doesn't appear so crazy stretched. Oh, well, I guess that's all I can do. WikiLeaks unveils Vault 7, the largest ever publication of confidential CIA documents. WikiLeaks has published what claims to be the largest ever release of confidential documents on the CIA. It includes more than 8,000 documents as part of Vault 7, a series of leaks on the agency, which have allegedly emerged from the CIA's Center for Cyber Intelligence in Langley, and which can be seen in the organizational chart below, which WikiLeaks also released. Let's see if I can get a bigger picture of the org chart. Okay, so CIA goes down to Directorate of Digital Innovation. Yeah, that's because they're attempting to actually influence culture. It's fucking weird. Center for Cyber Intelligence, and takes us down to the Engineering Development Group, or Vault 7. Oh, and there's question marks for these, because we don't even know what these are done. They're just things that show up on the fucking CIA org chart. Just a moment. Going back to the story. A total of 8,761 documents have been published as part of Year Zero, the first in a series of leaks the whistleblower organization has dubbed Vault 7. WikiLeaks said that Year Zero revealed details of the CIA's global covert hacking program, including weaponized exploits used against company products including Apple's iPhone, Google's Android, Microsoft Windows, and even Samsung TVs, which are turned into covert microphones. That's right, folks, this is full fucking craziness. Like, this is full insanity. I can't even fucking handle this. WikiLeaks tweeted the link, which it claims came from a network inside the CIA's Center for Cyberintelligence in Langley, Virginia. Among the more notable discussions which, if confirmed, would rock the technology world, that is a quote, the CIA had managed to bypass encryption on popular phone messaging services such as Signal, WhatsApp, and Telegram. According to the statement from WikiLeaks, government hackers can penetrate Android phones and collect audio and message traffic before encryption is applied. Another profound revelation is that the CIA can engage in false flag cyber attacks which portray Russia as the assailant. Discussing the CIA's Remote Devices Branch's Umbrage Group, WikiLeaks source notes that it collects and maintains a substantial library of attack techniques stolen from malware produced in other states, including the Russian Federation. With Umbrage and related products, the CIA can not only increase its total number of attack types, but also misdirect attribution by leaving behind the fingerprints of the groups that the attack techniques were stolen from. Umbrage components cover keyloggers, password collection, webcam capture, data destruction, persistence, privilege escalation, stealth, antivirus avoidance, and survey techniques. I feel like I should change the background picture and just put fucking cameras everywhere. I am terrified by anything named Umbrage. Well, I understand. It can be quite terrifying. Alright, I'm just going to work on something real quick. I'm having a bit of a tech issue come up. Bear with me, please. Doobie, doobie doo, the penguin lives. That's an old beer ad, by the way. That pink fuzzy clad bitch is where... Oh, it's a Harry Potter reference. I was never into Harry Potter, so you've got me beat. As Kim.com summarizes this finding, CIA uses techniques to make cyber attacks look like they originated from enemy states. It turns DNC, Russia hack allegations by CIA into a joke. Yeah, because the 8,000-page document leak says the CIA can and does do cyber attacks and then dressed up to look like other countries did it. False flagging. It's one of the oldest things. It's in, I think, Sun Tzu's Art of War. That's how old we go here. But perhaps what was the most notable is the purported emergence of another Snowden-type whistleblower. The source of the information told WikiLeaks in a statement that they wish to initiate a public debate about the security, creation, use, proliferation, and democratic control of cyber weapons. Policy questions that should be debated in public include whether the CIA's hacking capabilities exceed its mandated powers and the problem of public oversight of the agency, WikiLeaks claims the source said. The FAQ section of the release, shown below, provides further details on the extent of the leak, which was obtained recently and covers through 2016. The time period covered in the latest leak is between the years 2013 and 2016, according to the CIA timestamps on the documents themselves. Secondly, WikiLeaks has asserted that it has not mined the entire leak and has only verified it, asking that journalists and activists do the legwork. Which I do not blame WikiLeaks for at all. Especially since the Podesta email leak, or not the Podesta one, but the one from when Clinton was Secretary of State. I think that was the Podesta emails. Yeah, that was the Podesta emails. Where she was talking about, can't we just drone strike this Snowden guy? Yeah, I wouldn't want to push shit too much either. Among the various techniques profiled by WikiLeaks is Weeping Angel, developed by the CIA's Embedded Devices branch, which infests smart TVs, transforming them into covert microphones. After infestation, Weeping Angel places the target in a fake off mode so that the owner falsely believes the TV is off when it is on. In fake off mode, the TV operates as a bug, recording conversations in the room and sending them over the internet to a covert CIA server. Ladies and gentlemen, we are living in 1984. Big Brother has you. As Kim.com chimed in on Twitter, CIA turned smart TVs, iPhones, gaming consoles, and many other consumer gadgets into open microphones, and added CIA has turned every Windows Microsoft PC in the world into spyware. They can activate backdoors on demand, including via Windows Update. .com also added that Obama accused Russia of cyber attacks while his CIA turned off all internet-enabled consumer electronics in Russia into listening devices. Wow. Julian Assange, WikiLeaks editor, stated that there is an extreme proliferation risk in the development of cyber weapons. Comparisons can be drawn between the uncontrolled proliferation of such weapons, which results from the inability to contain them, combined with their high market value and the global arms trade. But the significance of Year Zero goes well beyond the choice between cyber war and cyber peace. The disclosure is also exceptional from a political, legal, and forensic perspective. Just gonna move over and check the chat real quick. I should have charged the CIA $3.99 a minute for a few things then. I'm not going to pry. It's your life. I would never be that mean. But yeah, I'm thinking that's what's happened, though, with the live streams and the 8:30 and moving to 9:30 thing. I should have just gone live at 9:30. Oh, well. So key highlights from the Vault 7 release so far include: Year Zero introduces the scope and direction of the CIA's global covert hacking program, its malware arsenal, and dozens of zero-day weaponized exploits against a wide range of US and European company products, including Apple's iPhone, Google's Android, Microsoft's Windows, and even Samsung TVs, which are turned into covert microphones. WikiLeaks claims that the CIA lost control of the majority of its hacking arsenal, including malware, viruses, trojans, weaponized zero-day exploits, malware remote control systems, and associated documentation. This extraordinary collection, which amounts to more than several 100 million lines of code, gives its possessor the entire hacking capacity of the CIA. Let's get worried. The archive appears to have been circulated among former U.S. government hackers and contractors in an unauthorized manner, one of whom has provided WikiLeaks with portions of the archive. By the end of 2016, the CIA's hacking division, which formerly falls under the agency's Center for Cyber Intelligence, had over 5,000 registered users and had produced more than 1,000 hacking systems, trojans, viruses, and other, quote, weaponized, unquote, malware. Such is the scale of the CIA's undertaking that by 2016, its hackers had utilized more code than what is used to run Facebook. I don't know, that doesn't really sound that impressive. Facebook, I don't think, would actually require that much code. You just set in a few... moving on. Once a single cyber weapon is loose, it can spread around the world in seconds to be used by rival states, cyber mafia, and teenage hackers alike. That's just what we need. Edgy script lords living in their parents' basement with the keys to the fucking nukes. What has your computer seen you do? Oh god. Let's not get into that. I would sleep better at night knowing that my computer did not know what I got up to. In a statement to WikiLeaks, the source details policy questions that they say urgently need to be debated in public, including whether the CIA's hacking capabilities exceed its mandated powers and the problem of public oversight of the agency. Right now, the CIA has no public oversight. They can just do whatever the fuck they want. Don't have to answer to anybody. The CIA is basically a rogue state in the United States doing whatever the fuck it wants. CIA malware and hacking tools are built by the EDG, the Engineering Development Group, a software development group within the Center for Cyber Intelligence, a department belonging to the CIA's Directorate for Digital Innovation. It's one of the major directorates of the CIA, as per the org chart that we saw earlier. The increasing sophistication of surveillance techniques has drawn comparisons to George Orwell's 1984, but Weeping Angel, developed by the CIA's Embedded Devices branch, which infects smart TVs, turning them into microphones, is surely its most emblematic realization. They're using big words. Sorry, I've got a bit of allergies going on. That's why they're so terrifying. Yep. Oh, here's the fun part. Also cars, suggesting that the CIA may have had a role in the death of Michael Hastings. As of October 2014, the CIA was also looking at infecting the vehicle control systems used in modern cars and trucks. The purpose of such control is not specified, but it would permit the CIA to engage in nearly undetectable assassinations. This is why people who look at me and go, well, if you ain't got nothing to hide, there's no problem. No, that's a fucking idiotic argument, and here is why. I mean, this leak, the Snowden leaks before with the prison system already told you people that, oh, guess what? The NSA knows the texture of your shit. Well, guess what? Now the CIA knows every vein on your genitalia. It doesn't just know your purchasing habits, it knows the facial expressions you made when purchasing items. And this is real. This isn't conspiracy theory bullshit. This is verified. And nobody cares. Barely made the mainstream news. It's, only potentially the most disturbing release WikiLeaks has ever done, including the time where they released that documentation the army was covering up about drone strikes hitting fucking civilians and reporters and shit. But yeah, nobody gives a shit about this one. No respect for the assassination profession. Just drive an old car, I don't know. The CIA also runs a very substantial effort to infect and control Microsoft Windows users with its malware. This includes multiple local and remote weaponized 0 days, air-gap jumping viruses such as Hammer Drill, which infects software distributed on CDs and DVDs, infectors for removable media such as USBs, systems to hide data in images or on covert disks, like Brutal Kangaroo, and to keep its malware infestations going. It's so nice to know that the hackers that the CIA employs still uses like 90s words to describe it. What's this virus? It's Brutal Kangaroo. In the wake of Edward Snowden's leaks about the NSA, the U.S. technology industry secured a commitment from the Obama administration that the executive office would disclose on an ongoing basis serious vulnerabilities, exploits, bugs, or 0 days to Apple, Google, Microsoft, and other U.S.-based manufacturers. Basically, the CIA said, yeah, fuck that, we're just keeping that under wraps so we can use it whenever we want. While nuclear proliferation, we're talking about nukes now, this is fun, has been restrained by the enormous cost and visible infrastructure involved in assembling enough fissile material to produce a critical nuclear mass, cyber weapons, once developed, are very hard to retain. Cyber weapons are in fact just computer programs which can be pirated like anything else, since they are entirely comprised of information that can be copied quick with no marginal cost. Picture, there was actually a program for a while called, I had heard about it and saw I saw an example of it being done, but it's technically illegal to own. It's called Jackpot, and it's a smartphone app. And what it does, it allows you to hack into older ATMs. All you have to do is stand near the ATM, because a lot of ATMs used wireless internet. And you can log on to the ATM's information and just have it spit out all of its money right there. And you just push the button marked jackpot, and ATM would just give up all of its money to you. Like, if there are people out there who think that this is not a big deal, like cyber weapons, you can't kill anyone with a computer. You know what you can do? Shut down the stock exchange. Fuck with the computers that control the traffic lights in major cities. Turn off the power grid. Erase people's banking information. So much of our society is based on computers right now because we live in a post-industrial service-based society that works for the control and maintaining of information. They all grew up watching hackers and wanking over Angelina Jolie. Yes, that is exactly what happened. It's insulting and disturbing at the same time. All this leak is possible because hackers will always be hackers. They like playing with information. They like breaking rules. Oh no, the power of computers is terrifying. Yes, it is. Hang on. See, it was so much easier when House was doing this. Over the last 3 years, the United States intelligence sector, which consists of government agencies such as the CIA and NSA and their contractors such as Booz Allen Hamilton, have been subject to unprecedented series of data exfiltrations by its own workers. Once a single cyber weapon is loose, it can spread around the world in seconds, blah, blah, blah. Here's the fun one, because the Snowden leak. And Germany got pissed off at us because they found out that we were spying on Angela Merkel and stuff. The U.S. consulate in Frankfurt is a covert CIA hacker base. In addition to its operations in Langley, Virginia, the CIA also uses the U.S. consulate in Frankfurt as a covert base for its hackers covering Europe, the Middle East, and Africa. CIA hackers operating out of the Frankfurt consulate, the Center for Cyber Intelligence Europe, or CCIE, are given diplomatic passports and State Department cover. Nothing to protect your hackers quite like diplomatic immunity. The instructions for incoming CIA hackers make Germany's counterintelligence efforts appear inconsequential. Breeze through German customs because you have your cover for action story down pat, and all they did was stamp your passport. Yeah, they're a sovereign nation. It doesn't fucking matter. Just walk all over them. Like, Germany's having their own problems right now. Yeah, nobody remembers. Nobody fucking remembers 1999 and how flipped out everybody was. I remember my family decided that they were going to go to church on New Year's Eve, 1999. And so I ended up in a church auditorium at like 11 p.m. with all the adults holding hands and praying because they thought the end was nigh. Yeah, we're 100 times more dependent on computers, and they are 10 times more. I'm assuming you were meant to say connected than back then. Even things you wouldn't expect to be connected are connected. You can buy refrigerators now that have apps on them like a smartphone. What the fuck kind of world are we living in? I was working in a computer shop, yeah. Examples of CIA projects. The CIA's Engineering Development Group management system contains some 500 different projects, only some of which are documented by year zero, each with their own sub-projects, malware, and hacker tools. The majority of these projects relate to tools that are used for penetration, infestation, or implanting, as the CIA calls it, control, and exfiltration. Infiltration is getting in, exfiltration is getting things out. Umbrage. The CIA's Remote Devices Branch's Umbrage Group collects and maintains a substantial library of attack techniques, quote, stolen, unquote, from malware produced in other states, including the Russian Federation. With Umbrage and related products, the CIA can not only increase its total number of attack types, but also misdirect attribution by leaving behind the digital fingerprints of the groups the attack techniques were stolen from. Hey, you want to have a laugh? Yeah? Let's make it look like the Netherlands hacked Russia. Oh wait, the Netherlands is having its own shit right now because of Turkey. Serious, the Netherlands is about to go to war with Turkey. Look it up, not even lying. Fine dining. Fine dining comes with a standardized questionnaire menu that CIA case officers fill out. The questionnaire is used with the agency's operational support branch to transform the requests of case officers into technical requirements for hacking attacks, typically exfiltrating information from computer systems for specific operations. Among the list of possible targets of the collection are asset, liaison asset, system administrator, foreign information operations, foreign intelligence agencies, and foreign government entities. Notably absent is any reference to extremists or transnational criminals. No, we're just going to take shit from other governments. That's pretty much all we do. Terrorists. No, that's the FBI and those piece of shit people's job to follow the terrorists. We don't give a shit about them. We had the know your computer will not explode conversation daily. I remember having some of those conversations with friends of mine at the time. They're like, oh, planes are going to fall out of the sky. Maybe not. Maybe. Probably not. Maybe. But no, probably not. Turkey needs an ass kicking and you should never fuck with Nordic nations. Well, I'll look up what's going on in the Netherlands. I briefly heard about this and looked it up like a few days ago. So I don't have all the latest information. So Improvise is a tool set for configuration, post-processing, payload setup, and execution vector selection for survey and exfiltration tools supporting all major operating systems like Windows, where the system is called Bartender, Mac OS, where the system is called Jukebox, and Linux, where the system is called Dance Floor. Hive. Oh, this is fun. You want to sound like a villain? Name your thing Hive. Hive is a multi-platform CIA malware suite and its associated control software. The project provides customizable implants for Windows, Solaris, MikroTik used in internet routers, and Linux platforms, and a listening post command and control infrastructure to communicate with these implants. The implants are configured to communicate via HTTPS with the web server of a cover domain. Each operation utilizing those implants has a separate cover domain, and the infrastructure can handle any number of cover domains. And some key sections from the frequently asked questions. What time period is covered? The years 2013 to 2016. The sort order of the pages within each level is determined by date, with the oldest being first. WikiLeaks has obtained the CIA's creation/last modification date for each page, but these do not yet appear for technical reasons. Usually the date can be discerned or approximated from the content and the page order. If it is critical to know the exact time or date, contact WikiLeaks. Hold on, people. Hang on, I'll be right back.
Hello.
Ladies and gentlemen, House is with us once again.
Yeah, I finally got away from ISIS.
I actually stopped streaming while you were coming on, so we should be coming back up shortly. You might want to change the name to the House's Late Edition instead of Mo is Alone Edition.
All right. Let me get to YouTube.
Delightful. So yeah, I did. I worked on everything, man. But we were just talking about the Year Zero shit. Have you heard about
Uh,
this?
oh, the WikiLeaks, the stuff coming out of the CIA, their hacking abilities and stuff.
Yeah, because I have this tremendous article from Zero Hedge that goes
Okay.
over it, and some of this stuff is really fucking disturbing.
All right. Let's do this.
Oh, I just finished reading the whole fucking article, man.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? Send me a link. I'll read it to you later,
Okay,
or I'll read it later. That's what I
hang,
meant to say.
hang on.
Words.
But yeah, I downloaded a whole other browser to get on Google Hangouts. And you
Oh,
know
yeah.
me, I don't like other browsers. Just so you guys know, I have this in one tab and a live stream of Kitten Academy in another tab because Mo is making me scared of everything.
Yeah. Well, it could be worse. He could be like, "Hey, check this out," and then send you like 4 or 5 hours of transvestite porn.
Well, I've never sent 4 or 5. What's my favorite what? More like 1 or 2 hours tops.
Bailey
Oh yeah, and I
J.
was also talking about the fucking Netherlands. A player,
What's
a
going on in the
player, yeah,
Netherlands?
been reading and rereading Vault 7. Isn't that fucking disturbing? My favorite browser, I use a pretty heavily customized with mods and shit or add-ons Firefox. But Firefox no longer supports Google Hangouts, so fuck him. Yeah, player. Scared shitless is the right thing to be. They can your smart TV, they can put it in a fake off state and turn it into a covert microphone. They can use your smartphone to keep track of your Wi-Fi data. And not just your phone's Wi-Fi data, any Wi-Fi network it's near. They can hack into your car and may have killed a journalist in that manner.
Yeah, you betrayed me, you son of a bitch.
Like the CIA, I was just talking about this earlier with Lycadia. The CIA has basically gone rogue.
I wouldn't say they've gone rogue.
They're doing whatever the fuck they want, whenever the fuck they want. Oh, because I one of the things in the article, where is it? Let me flip back to this. Here it is. Fine dining. Fine dining is a standardized questionnaire CIA case officers fill out to get the government to get the, you know, engineering development group to do things for them, right? And the
Right.
operational support branch. Among the list of possible targets for data collection are asset, liaison asset, system administrator, foreign information operations, and foreign intelligence agencies, also foreign government agencies. You know what's not on the list?
Dining.
Extremists or transnational criminals. You
Oh.
know, the people the CIA is supposed to be after.
You know, my whole problem with this is that in the CIA charter, they are not supposed to be uh, able to work on U.S. soil, and yet
Yeah,
it
they
sounds
haven't
clearly
obeyed
like
that for
they are.
fucking decades.
Yeah, they're supposed to be completely off U.S. soil, and nope, let's just ignore that.
Yeah, and what's sad is this is barely in the fucking news at all.
Of
Like
course not.
Quartz has this news website called Quartz did this article called "The most striking thing about the WikiLeaks CIA data dump is how little most people cared."
Yeah,
On March 7th, the U.S. awoke to a fresh cache of internal CIA documents posted on WikiLeaks. They detail the spy organization's playbook for cracking digital communications. The CIA is not supposed to be a... It kind of is, but it's... WikiLeaks claims to have large portions of the CIA's hacking arsenal in a series called Vault 7, though the first information dump didn't contain any of the code used to actually crack modern smartphones and internet-connected devices. I wouldn't release that either.
Me
and
either.
I was mentioning to Lycadia, because in the Podesta emails, Hillary Clinton, back when she was Secretary of State, actually said, can't we just drone strike Assange?
Yeah.
The documents, if legitimate, shows exactly how a spy agency uses a technologically saturated culture to its own ends. As such, they're a neat foil to the NSA secrets unveiled by Snowden in 2013. As NPR writes, other leaks featured program overviews. These are developer notes. Many of the CIA documents outlined zero-day exploits, which are undetected security loopholes in software made by companies like Google, Apple, and Samsung. This is important because if you go back to the Zero Hedge article, apparently these a whole bunch of companies got a guarantee from the fucking Obama administration that the executive branch would disclose on ongoing basis any serious vulnerabilities they found for US-based manufacturers. And the CIA was just like, fuck that, we're keeping that shit. Ironically, though, the Vault 7 dump also shows just how strong modern encryption and privacy measures are. While Snowden revealed that telecoms handed over data about their customers to the NSA in bulk, there is no sign in the Vault 7 documents that CIA can hack into encrypted messaging apps like WhatsApp or Signal and use that to carry out mass surveillance. That is actually bullshit, because if we kick back to the Zero Hedge article, where is it? Here we go. The CIA has managed to bypass encryption on popular phone and messaging services such as Signal, WhatsApp, and Telegram.
Yeah.
So even the Quartz
I could have already
article,
told you that was bullcrap.
I was going to say, even the Quartz article is playing it down. Yeah, who cares about that protecting from terrorism bullshit? They have nations to destabilize.
Yeah, well, one of the nations I don't want them to destabilize is this one.
Yeah. Can we change the name of this live stream to Douchecanoe Live Vault 7 Will Kill Us All edition? Or the CIA's Gone Rogue edition?
I think I'm just going to stick with Vault 7 Will Kill Us All, because I don't want to upset the CIA.
Alright, let's kick back to this Quartz article.
Mo, that was completely Mo's idea. The CIA agent who's listening to this. Mo, go after Mo.
Just think, House. What has your computer seen you do?
Nothing. Because it doesn't have a camera.
No, the screen can be turned into a camera.
It's actually my smartphone I'm worried about. That little traitorous bastard.
We joke about this, but this is actually deeply fucking disturbing. Blah, blah, blah. Nope. This isn't true. This isn't true. The here it is. The Vault 7 leak has elicited little more than a shrug from the media and the public, even if the spooks are seriously worried. Maybe it's because we already assume the government can listen to everything. Yes, but assumptions, we should be assuming that the government can do everything. It's when we're proven that the government is listening to everything. That's when we start freaking out.
Oh, I'm aware that the FBI has a file on me, Felina. I used to have the pornography channel and the cartoon package at the same time. There's a file on me somewhere.
Chip implants coming soon. Emily? They have a file on Mo, not sure. No, they have a file on both of us. So let me just kick it. There's another thing I want to look up. Do you know what's going on in the Netherlands right now?
I know about what's going on in Sweden. I don't know about the Netherlands.
Oh, let me pull up CNN's article on it that got posted about an hour ago.
Okay.
Tensions rising between Turkish and European leaders before elections. Turkey and the Netherlands' diplomatic feud deepened Sunday, with the Turkish president accusing the NATO ally of fascism, and Denmark's joining the fray, decrying rhetorical attacks against the Netherlands. Upcoming votes in Turkey and the Netherlands serve as backdrop for the dispute.
Oh, fascism, take a shot.
In Turkey, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, who has cracked down on opposition, particularly journalists, academics, and the public service sector, you know, all those dangerous malcontents, since the July coup attempt, is pushing an April referendum that would expand his powers. In the Netherlands, this week's general elections will pit a hardline anti-Islam candidate in a tight race about the incumbent prime minister, or against the incumbent prime minister. Erdogan is keen to rally the roughly 4.6 million expatriate Turks living in Western Europe, many of whom will be permitted to vote in the Turkish referendum. Following similar
enemies of the state, you mean? Nice one, like you.
Yeah. Following similar moves in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, the Netherlands on Saturday barred a plane carrying Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu, however the fuck you pronounce his last name, from entering the country, citing security concerns. The Turkish Foreign Minister sought to address expats in support of the Turkish referendum. I know that you live in the Netherlands, but you need to give the Turkish Prime Minister more power.
Fuck that.
The Dutch also stopped Turkey's Family Affairs Minister from entering the Turkish consulate in Rotterdam. Protests broke out in both countries, and Erdogan responded by saying the Netherlands is sacrificing Turkish-Dutch relations, and accused the country, which lost more than 200,000 of its citizens during Germany's World War II occupation, of Nazism. Rotterdam, where he hoped to speak, was especially hard hit by the Nazis.
That's becoming a pet peeve of mine. You don't have an argument. You don't have a coherent thought. You don't have a reason to stop these people. Well, just accuse them of being a Nazi. Accuse them of being a fascist. You don't need an argument. You just need an insult.
Everyone's a Nazi. Hold on, I'm adjusting things. There we go. Power grab or democracy. I just realized I'm not sharing this with you, House. Hold on.
That's what I get for showing up late. Damn ISIS.
I'm sure it's great to blame ISIS. Okay, House, can you see it?
Yes.
Beautiful.
I refuse to call them ISIL or ICE or Ice Baby or whatever the fuck they want to see. They want to be called now. No, they're still fucking ISIS. Fuck them.
So power. Go ahead.
Or I will call them the contentious unified northern territories of Syria.
Power grab or democracy. Here's some of the. They were protesting outside of the Dutch consulate in Istanbul. Because, that's a hive of scum and villainy if there ever was one. Am I right?
Istanbul, not Constantinople. No, it's Istanbul, not Constantinople. No, it's Istanbul, not Constantinople.
See, I was trying not to go there.
Oh, I had to go there.
So, next month, Turkish voters will cast ballots in a constitutional referendum that could change their governmental structure. If passed, it would transform the country's parliamentary system into a presidential one, effectively consolidating the power of 3 legislative bodies into one executive branch under Erdogan. How's that for a coup?
Oh, it will make the coup easier, but it will also make him a dictator, more of a dictator.
Critics call the move of anti-democratic and say it's indicative of Erdogan's drift towards authoritarian rule since the coup attempt 8 months ago. Really, that wasn't a coup attempt. That was him getting all of his enemies out of positions of power so he could do something like this. Erdogan and his Justice and Development Party. Yeah, that's not a scary name at all. The Justice and Development Party.
That's like the Twitter Trust and Safety Council.
Ministers have said those who oppose it stand with coup plotters and terrorists. If you don't support us, you're a terrorist.
At least he's not calling you a Nazi, motherfucker.
Yeah, but it's not like terrorist is much better.
At least terrorist is from the 20th or the 21st century. You know, Nazis haven't recruited since 1945.
So the Turkish foreign minister has promised tenfold retaliation against the Netherlands because not letting me speak is fucking haram. You get me? While Erdogan has likened the country to a banana republic, he called the Netherlands a banana republic.
I don't think he knows what those words mean.
And called for sanctions, according to the state-run news agency. Because that's how you get the truth. You have a state-run news agency.
Oh, of course.
A Turkish diplomatic source told the state news that Dutch diplomatic missions in Ankara and Istanbul have been closed off for security reasons. Meanwhile, the agency reported, the Turkish Foreign Ministry has told the Dutch ambassador, who is presently on leave out of the country, he need not return for a while.
Sweet! Vacation at his house.
He's like, you mean I don't have to go back to Turkey? Happy days!
No shit.
Reflections of Islamophobia.
What, you mean I don't have to shit in a bucket? All right.
Erdogan accused Germany of using Nazi practices at one point. You know, modern Germany, where having Nazi iconography will get you arrested.
Yeah.
The Netherlands isn't
where
the
a T-shirt shop actually got closed down for having a T-shirt that said "fuck Nazis" on it
because it mentioned Nazis. Because that's how you don't repeat history. You censor it.
Oh, their anti-Nazi laws are a little too authoritarian. Let's go with.
All right, so the Netherlands isn't the first nation Erdogan has accused of Nazism. Germany, too, has become a target of Erdogan's Nazi comparisons after canceling Turkish rallies on its own soil this month. Some 1.5 million Turkish nationals living in Germany are eligible to vote in the referendum, according to Anadolu. I thought Nazism was over, but I was wrong, Erdogan said in the International Goodness Awards in Istanbul on Sunday.
Oh, again, not creepy at all.
Which they awarded to themselves because of how good they are. What we saw in the last couple of days in Germany and Netherlands are the reflections of Islamophobia. Because, you know, Turkey is overwhelmingly Sunni Muslim. House is not letting a foreign minister of a sovereign nation speak on your soil, is that Islamophobic?
If he's Muslim, apparently.
Yeah, whatever, man. Chancellor.
Oh, don't you know that doing anything even remotely bad to a Muslim is Islamophobia now, man? Not loaning a Muslim your pen is Islamophobic.
Chancellor Angela Merkel issued a sharp rebuke, saying such comparisons serve only to belittle Nazi crimes. How dare you? I'm still flagellating myself over the Nazis. I mean, shit, she doesn't allow people to wave German flags, much less Nazi ones. German-Turkish relations have been on a downslide as of late. Among the incidents chipping away at the country's security and economic partnership was last month's arrest of Die Welt journalist Deniz Yücel on terrorism charges. Because that's what you do. He's a journalist. Just call him a terrorist, arrest him, do what you want.
Well, you know, telling the truth, that's an extreme act of terrorism right there.
It is lovely that the Turkish government seems to be following the CIA's playbook. Okay, and Turkey bristled last year when Germany's parliament declared the 1915 massacre of hundreds of thousands of Armenians genocide.
That is kind of what a genocide is.
Yeah, but remember, in Turkey, they don't admit that the Armenian genocide ever happened. Like, no, it wasn't a thing. That's why fucking Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks, that's why he refuses to admit the Armenian genocide ever happened.
I know. While hiding behind Anna Kasparian, a Armenian.
Who also refuses to admit that the Armenian genocide ever happened.
Which, I've got to admit, that's the worst shield combo I've ever seen.
Oh god, she is such a psycho hose beast. I'm better than you, and I know it. Do you see that? Did you see that one where they were live, and the guy got her to go, yeah, genocide is terrible. So like the Armenian genocide, and they just stopped the whole thing.
European women who vote for Trump, there's something wrong with you. You're just fucking dumb. Call me an SJW, call me whatever. Yeah, I'm better than you.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, nice liberal talking points there, Anna. Go fuck yourself. Take Chink with you.
European governments have been especially critical of Erdogan's commitment to basic freedoms since the coup. The country jailed more journalists than any other country in 2016, according to the Committee to Protect Journalists.
We just lost those Armenians. We didn't kill them. They're just lost. No. They're in the world's most epic game of hide and seek.
I love that so many journalists have been arrested and killed around the world in the past few years that there has been created a committee to protect journalists. Excuse me, can we not, please? Just put the journalist down. Step away from him.
Step away from the journalist.
Also,
hey, is that your journalist? No, then put it down. Put it down.
Ooh, also, nearly 140 media outlets have been shuttered, more than 41,000 people have been arrested, and about 100,000 workers have been dismissed from public service positions.
Yeah, but most of those were from Gawker, so who gives a shit?
No, I mean in Turkey.
Oh, okay.
Affording Turkey some leverage in the international spat is the key role in a Syrian migrant deal in which Turkey will resettle one refugee for every refugee resettled in Europe. Yeah, they're using human lives as leverage. In November, responding to your... Oh, go ahead.
I'm not surprised.
In November, responding to European Union's freezing EU membership talks with Turkey because they had their own problems, Erdogan threatened, if you go too far, the border gates will be opened. They're talking about they, a predominantly Muslim country, will not be keeping any Muslims not from their country. They will in fact be kicking them out in the direction of Europe. And this is the Danes side with the Netherlands. Amid Sunday's diplomatic turmoil, Danish Prime Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen.
Wow,
I know
that dude
right?
doesn't need to be that dude needs to be a Viking.
Postponed a yet-to-be-scheduled visit from his Turkish counterpart. Under normal circumstances, it would be a pleasure for me to greet Prime Minister Binali Yildirim in Copenhagen, Rasmussen said. But with the current rhetorical attacks by Turkey against the Netherlands, a new meeting cannot be isolated from that. The Danish government is observing developments in Turkey with great concern as democratic principles are under considerable pressure, he said, in the biggest understatement of the year so far.
Political Viking.
A meeting right now would be interpreted as if Denmark is viewing developments in Turkey more mildly, which is not at all the case. This man is a master of, saying a lot with very little. The Prime Minister's office said Danish representatives and Turkish officials have been discussing the possible meeting for several weeks. It would have been scheduled for later this month in Denmark. Dutch elections this week. In the Netherlands, far-right politician Geert Wilders, it's Geert, it's Geert.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's Geert.
Praised the decision to bar the Turkish minister from entering the country and credited his own party for the decision. The Netherlands is heading for a nationwide vote Wednesday, with concerns about Muslim immigration a central issue. riding a populist wave that ushered Donald Trump into the Oval Office and the UK out of Europe. They do know that the UK is still in Europe, right? And that
Yeah,
even,
but they
and that,
did vote to Brexit, and they're getting ready to enact their article, whatever it is, to exit.
Article
They're
50.
just not allowing the EU to dictate the terms on which they exit by,
No,
which
House.
is beautiful to me.
They're not saying the UK out of the European Union. They're saying the UK out of Europe.
Oh,
Like, once Brexit goes through, all the British people are just going to get in the water and push the United Kingdom slowly away from the rest of the continent.
I'd pay to see that.
Wilder's Party of Freedom, or PVV, because it's some weirdo Danish language, or Dutch language, has been poised to win more House of Representatives. What?
Dutch?
Yeah, whatever the fuck they speak.
You mean Dutch?
Yeah, that shit.
Some weird Danish language. Dutch.
Don't they speak Hollish? Or whatever Holland spoke? Weren't they Holland at one point?
No.
The Netherlands weren't Holland?
It might have been Holland might have been part of it, but you know what? They still spoke Danish.
I was going to say, where was Holland then? I distinctly remember Holland being a distinct political entity at some point in the past.
No, man. That's all that bad, cheap booze you've been drinking, man. There was never Holland.
But see, the problem is, the populist wave, they're not making a distinction between the See, this guy, Geert, which, let me get his picture. He's the man with the arrow sign over part of his face right here.
The silver fox gentleman?
Yes. He is a far-right nationalist. His party is a far-right nationalist party. America does not have a party like his political party. So I can't even say it's the same populist wave that got Donald Trump into office. But this is the problem with extremism. When anybody becomes an extremist, the moderates become extremists to fight them, and now you have the rise of the radical right once again around the world. Like, far-right politicians have been sweeping elections all across Europe because the far left went fucknuts crazy.
Well, yeah. Once they started letting in all of the migrants and whatnot, it was kind of a given.
So Wilder, a staunch opponent of what he says is the Islamization of the Netherlands, has been called the Dutch Donald Trump. Well, he does have very similar hair. This is him here on the left. His incendiary rhetoric.
I wonder if they go to the same wig shop.
His incendiary rhetoric includes calling Moroccans scum who make Dutch streets unsafe.
I don't remember Donald Trump ever saying anything that inflammatory.
Exactly. Donald Trump, even as a Republican, which he's not really that much of a Republican, people, I hate to break your bubble on that. But Donald Trump is much more moderate than this guy is. This guy is a full-on authoritarian far-right nationalist. His campaign promises include closing down all the country's mosques, which is not something Donald Trump ever said, banning the Quran, not something Donald Trump ever promised, closing the borders to Muslim countries, ditching the euro, and leaving the European Union. Because while we're at it, let's just burn all the bridges. Fuck it. We're the Netherlands. Who's going to fuck with us? In recent weeks, though, his party's popularity has taken a hit as the current Prime Minister's party has made gains. According to Dutch polling indicator data from Saturday, which combines national opinion polls into one statement of support, the current Prime Minister's party is predicted to win 25 seats, and the far-right Nationalist Party is only going to win 21 seats. Many observers say that if Wilder's party wins the most seats, it will face difficulties in forming the coalition necessary to rule the country. Several parties have said they'll refuse to work with the PVV. Parties who entertain joining forces have said they will only do so if he drops his anti-immigration stance, which is the centerpiece of his platform. So yeah, nobody's even paying attention to the shit going on in the Netherlands right now.
I always wonder about what's going on whenever they get obsessed with one particular thing.
Who redacted a message?
Alejandro Ramirez,
Oh, didn't it say paranoia? No, what did it say?
3 question marks.
Oh, CIA shutting him down. They're putting chemicals in the water that turn the frogs gay.
Don't you understand me? They're turning the friggin' frogs gay.
We've got mass murder pills, FEMA death camps. You need to buy my water filter. CIA, you demons, you devils, you satanic organizations. Ah! House is the CIA of the chat.
Somebody has to moderate the chat.
So yeah, we've been broadcasting for about an hour now.
Well, you have.
I was trying. It was
No,
so
no.
hard. I was playing video games for a little bit.
No, it's all good, man. I'm sorry. Friggin' ISIS, man. I'm telling you.
But yeah, so probably the most disturbing and damning message ever put up to fucking WikiLeaks. Nobody cares. Netherlands and Turkey's diplomatic relations deteriorating to the point that if a far-right candidate wins, they're probably going to go to war. Nobody cares.
It's going to be a very difficult war for them to fight.
So I'm going to go to CNN.com and see what their top news story is right now.
You realize that the Netherlands and Turkey do not share a border, right?
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
It's going to be a difficult war to fight.
Would you like to know what the top story right now is on
Something
CNN?
about Donald Trump.
Kremlin spokesman, Russia is being demonized.
Well, of course, that's what Russia's going to say. Freaking demons.
Russian demons! Russian Satanists! They're turning the frogs gay! And then another one of their top stories is Saturday Night Live making fun of Ivanka Trump.
I feel so
Saturday Night
sorry.
Live is right to make fun of her. Shall I check another news source and check their top stories?
Sure.
James
I feel
Harden,
so sorry
nobody
for
here
her.
plays Counter-Strike. What was that, House?
I feel so sorry for Trump's family.
Because of how shit that everybody's been treating them?
Yes, it's collateral damage. I mean, what was it they said about Barron Trump? He's going to be the world's first homeschool shooter.
Yeah, that pissed me off. Can we go through your country just a little bit? We have a war with those guys over there, please.
I can't wait to see either Turkey or Denmark try to airdrop a tank.
Okay, so my camera just turned on my computer for some reason.
The CIA.
That's what I'm thinking.
Water filters. Buy more water filters.
Let me see what I can do about this.
The FEMA death camp. It reminds me of that George Carlin joke about the Civil War. Can you ever truly have a civil war? Pardon me. I'm very sorry.
The CIA or the FBI? No, it's not the FBI. The FBI is an investigative bureau. They go after criminals and shit. The CIA is just, fucking rogue, doing whatever the hell they want. But let's pick another news organization. Shall we see what the Huffington Post's main article is?
I blame Nicolas Cage. Yeah, let's see what the Huffington Post says, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be about Trump.
Cotton cautions, repeal can't pass.
What the fuck?
I don't know what they're talking about. Let's pull it up. Tom Cotton warns GOP healthcare bill could put House majority at risk. They're talking about the healthcare bill. Do not walk the plank and vote for a bill that cannot pass the Senate and then have to face the consequences of that vote. Who the fuck is Tom Cotton? Then they have the Homeland Security Secretary, or it's the Health and Home Secretary, promises nobody will be worse off. Ivanka Trump on Saturday Night Live. Pioneer woman under fire for racist segment about Asian wings. Trump, Trump, Trump. And apparently there's a blizzard coming to the Northeast.
Yeah.
All right, pick another news organization. The BBC?
MSNBC.
Oh, yeah, I can do MSNBC.
8 secrets of women who always smell good.
It's loading now. Trump.
Yeah, I knew it. Eventually we'd get to the Trump.
Trump proposes tracking crime by immigrants. No, he already said he was going to. It wasn't there already a thing about that? I could have sworn we covered. Oh, they were going to do a weekly release of crimes committed by immigrants.
Yeah, I distinctly remember that.
Like, we covered that shit weeks ago.
Yeah, like a long ass time ago.
Get on my level, scrub. All right, so that was MSNBC. What else they got? Is Trump keeping his promise? True or false? Lying to Congress is rarely published. Or is rarely punished. True. GOP health plan. The implications of Preet Bharara's firing. I don't know what this is talking about.
Me either.
And since it's a video, I'm not gonna know.
Oh, not right now.
U.S. federal attorney. Basically, a whole bunch of attorneys that were appointed during the Obama administration to the federal justice branch.
Yeah.
Jeff Sessions asked for like 120 of their resignations, and this guy refused to resign, so they just fired him.
Oh, okay.
And he's all butthurt, and I think he's trying to claim it's racist. Everything is racist.
Well, I was about ready to say that is the to go to defense against Donald Trump. He's racist. He's Islamophobic. He's sexist. He's a rapist. He's a billionaire, which in this day and age is a bad thing.
He's a white male.
I'm serious.
I'm gonna see.
It's getting to the point where I don't even.
Oh, go ahead.
It's getting to the point where I don't even like Donald Trump. I just defend him out of habit because everybody else is like, fuck Donald Trump.
I know, right? Fuck off, HuffPo. It was in the sidebar. 8 secrets of women who always smell good. Fuck off, HuffPo. It was in the sidebar. I shit you not. Fox News is talking about Snowden supporters seeking asylum in Canada. If I were Snowden, I would stay right where the fuck he is.
Yeah. Let's talk about Snowden for a minute. You notice how Obama pardoned the transgender traitor,
Eli Manning,
but
Chelsea
Edward
Manning.
Snowden.
No, Eli Manning's a football player. Yeah. Bradley Manning.
But when asked about Edward Snowden, is like, we don't like him.
Yeah,
that
fuck
motherfucker needs to burn.
Like, Manning just revealed data that we're killing way more civilians than we said we were. But Snowden, he was actually told the people how much we're spying on them. We can't have that. And he was actually smart enough to get the fuck out of the country. Okay, so
he made us look really bad. We can't have that. He made me look like clown shoes. I want him dead.
So this is the BBC's top 3 articles.
All right.
EU leaders hardened stance in Turkey row. And then it's a soccer game, and are these remote shelters Scotland's best kept secret?
Wow.
It's great to have your priorities in order, BBC.
Thank you, BBC.
Oh,
Thank you for
God.
not having a story about Trump.
How about CBS? You want to check CBS?
Yeah, might as well.
Oh, no, this isn't their news website. So it's talking about a legal defense drama and Survivor coming back? What? What? God fucking damn it. Season 34? No, eat a dick, Survivor. Alright, what's another?
I got nothing.
What? Should I check? I think for the sake of fairness, we should check Breitbart.
Okay, let's check Breitbart.
Russian ambassador had lots of meetings with Clinton campaign. Kremlin spokesman out exposes Democrats' fake outrage over Trump-Russia connection. Trending now. New York Times, Trump has appropriated deep state to demonize civil servants. Is this the same deep state that's trying to unseat Donald Trump?
Apparently. Like, Katie, you should never read Mo's autocomplete. Ever.
Oh my God, was she reading my autocomplete? What was in my autocomplete? Am I the only one reading Mo's autocomplete? Probably a lot of pornography. Let me just type in Breitbart and see what came up. Netflix and this weird anime series I've been watching.
As opposed to the normal anime series you watch.
Abby's fiercest outfits on, because I did pull up one like CBS article and it was Abby's fiercest outfits from NCIS.
Well, yeah.
Because Pauly Perrette is awesome.
Yeah, no shit.
Upcoming lie of the year. Price promises nobody will be worse off financially if Ryan bill passes. You gotta admit, Breitbart has more interesting headlines.
Yeah.
Trump doing more to help Los Angeles' Olympic bid than Obama. Who cares? All right, can you think of any other news organization we need to check the main person or main page of?
No, not off the top of my head.
How about Vox?
Oh God, that's not a news organization. That's a glorified blogging aggregator.
Well, yeah, but we could still check it because they have latest news too. Are you ready for this?
No, but let's do it.
Right, their
Gonna
biggest
get colon
articles.
cancer from this.
Daylight savings time begins Sunday. Trump's FDA pick explained the death of some dude nobody's ever heard of is a human reminder of the stakes of the healthcare debate. And the Republican health plan is a huge betrayal of Trump's campaign promises. You know the president can't actually pass law, right? So this isn't like his healthcare plan. And why Bitcoin?
Did you ever notice that the
an article about Bitcoin?
You ever notice that the left always finds the douchiest looking pictures of Donald Trump to use?
Well, people found some of the douchiest pictures of Obama to use, so I can't really blame them. Then those really scary pictures of Michelle Obama. You know, the ones where she looked like a weightlifter.
Oh, sister had guns, and I appreciate the fact that she got her swag on.
What's one of those really big, shitty SJW news sites we can check out?
Like Jezebel?
Yeah, let's see what the head article on Jezebel is. If I type in JE, my autocomplete goes to jebbush.com.
Nobody goes to jebbush.com.
All right, so you know how Jezebel has those fucking hard-hitting news articles, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, you ready for this shit?
Yeah.
Indianapolis makes way for ducklings with new canal ramps. New footage of Michael Brown raises more questions about his death. Ed Sheeran will guest star on Game of Thrones for some reason. Oh my god, and the person writing the article calls him a tattooed puff pastry. Wow. Jezebel, they're just on the cutting edge of fucking news articles.
Hey, you know what? At least, ducklings. I mean,
I can't complain about ducklings. I can't complain about ducklings. At least they're not doing SJW garbage.
I don't know, that Michael Brown thing is awful close to social justice garbage.
It's like new footage makes people question. No, the investigation was done by the Department of Justice, not by a local police, and they found that the policeman did nothing wrong. The policeman didn't do nothing. Didn't do
No, he
nothing.
didn't do nothing.
How many didn't do's did you didn't do if you didn't do nothing? Number one most trusted news source in all of the world. Oh, God, what's another one? Because I know there's just really shitty. The Guardian. What do you think?
Guardians.
Because wasn't The Guardian like a really big fucking. A really big goddamn. Like award winning journalist place?
Yeah.
Do you want the US edition or the UK edition?
Doesn't matter.
All right, the U.S. edition, top story. Republicans scramble to defend reform despite party divide. Elizabeth Warren saying Donald Trump pushed out... apparently. Well, no, the media is claiming there is, because, that's how you shake people up. Elizabeth Warren, Trump pushed out prosecutors to install cronies. Because, no president's ever done that. Iowa Congressman lauds far-right Dutch politician has warnings over demographics. I'm going to switch to the UK edition just to see what the top article is.
Okay.
Syria, children pushed to the brink in worst atrocities since war began. Won't somebody think of the children? Maybe, this is just maybe, the American government should stop backing Islamic revolutionary groups in Syria. I'm sorry, but the fighting in Syria is happening because we are arming the revolutionaries. Which is why Russia went to bat for Assad, who is a longtime ally of theirs. Because what was going to happen when 12 distinct revolutionary elements, at least 4 of which are hardline Islamist, what would happen if they actually managed to successfully topple Assad? Personally, I think what would happen in what is happening right now in Libya would have happened in Syria. Libya is now a failed state. Ever since Gaddafi was overthrown, Libya is a no-go zone.
Yeah.
Fighting in the streets, bullshit like that.
I asked a friend of mine, a liberal friend of mine a while back, a question, and he got all butthurt about it.
What was that?
And I'm gonna ask you this question, like, if Muslim people in these war-torn areas want to be safe, why do they have to come to Christian countries?
That's a good question.
Now, I know the reason. but he got all hurt about how the fact that we're bombing all the Muslim countries over there, and if we just stopped bombing them, they wouldn't have to be they wouldn't be getting displaced and all this other stuff.
Yeah, so you know how Gaddafi was a bad guy, did all these human rights violations and shit?
Yeah.
The temporary government of Libya, which is kind of a coalition government between all the elements that started the civil war in 2014.
Yeah.
One of their field marshals met with Russian military officials aboard the aircraft carrier Admiral Kuznetsov, which was on its way to Syria. There they reportedly discussed the possibility of supplying weapons to the new Libyan National Army. Then in February, the new Prime Minister of Libya, Fayez al-Sarraj, stated that he hoped Russia would serve as a mediator between the GNA, which is the remnants of the Revolutionary Army, and the new government in Tobruk. In March, they met with Russia again. And then there's the Gulf of Sidra offensive. On the 3rd of March, the Islamist-dominated Benghazi Defense Brigades launched an offensive, capturing a strip of territory.
Dude, you can't say Benghazi.
Capturing a strip of territory between the oil ports of Nafalia and Ras Lanuf from the Libyan National Army, and then handing this territory over to the Government of National Accord, which is the Islamist Revolutionary Force. That's right, folks. 3 years in, Gaddafi was toppled. His government was collapsed. A new government was formed. And after that happened, there is still fighting. There is still open warfare. And yeah, we can say Assad was a fucking monster. Assad is a monster. The man is fucking disturbing. But you know what Syria was before the Syrian civil war started?
Stable.
An actual functioning nation. People could get jobs. And one of the things that pisses off ISIS, one of the reasons they're so involved in the Syrian revolution, is because Assad does not support Sharia. Women can walk around in Syria without hijabs on, without burqas on. They can get jobs. They can own land.
Yeah, well, ISIS is kind of anti-hijab now, too.
Well, you know, the hijab is a symbol of democracy and feminism.
No, a while back, a bunch of women walked into ISIS camps wearing their burqas and hijabs, and they were strapped with explosives and blew up like 200 ISIS fighters.
Delightful. All right, yeah, Dominic Montoya. Yeah, The Guardian won the Pulitzer Prize. But
yeah,
Obama said
I think the last time they won one.
Obama said
the last time they won one was in 2014. I think.
Like idiot going because they got fucked up by girls with grenades.
Yeah, and it gets even worse because in Islam, if you get killed by a woman, you don't get to go to heaven.
I think we need to. So there's this move to put like women in the infantry and shit in the United States military, right?
Yeah.
I think we need a regiment of exclusively female snipers.
You mean like the White Witches?
Yes. Also, guess what I heard? Guess who they're making a movie of?
What?
Simo Haya.
Oh, sweet.
The White Death. The man who
Nice.
single-handedly killed 505 USSR soldiers, including who was the man who was at the time the Soviet Union's best sniper. He survived airstrikes. He survived fire bombings. He survived tanks. And who was he? He was a farmer armed with a 50-year-old rifle.
Oh, hey, you know who some of the best shots I've ever seen are? Farmers. You know why? Farmers like to hunt.
He has his own website. Simo Haya, also known as the White Death, is widely regarded as the most skilled and successful sniper there ever was, with over 500 kills to his name. Just take a moment, folks, and remember that don't piss off farmers. Also, I think this guy was from Finland, which is another Scandinavian country, much like the Netherlands. And, well, Netherlands is more Baltic, I want to say, I suppose, than true Scandinavian. But maybe just don't fuck with that area of the world. What was that thing we were saying that other podcast? Why is everyone so insistent on pissing off white people? Because when white people organize, whole like races cease to exist.
Yeah, you should look up the stats on the Soviet-Scandinavian War, or is it the losses that the Soviets got trying to take Scandinavia in World War II? I think that's what it is. You wouldn't happen to
mean the Winter War, would you?
Yes.
It lasted 3 months, 1 week, and 5 days. The Soviet Union invaded Finland. Now you have to understand, the Soviet Union won. So let's go down to the casualties. Finland, 25,904 soldiers dead or missing. 43,557 wounded. 800 to 1,100 captured. 957 civilians killed in air raids. 20 to 30 air tanks destroyed. 20 through 30 tanks destroyed. 62 aircraft lost. About 70,000 total casualties. Then we have the Soviet Union. 126,875 to 167,976 dead or missing. Another 188,671 wounded, concussed, or burned. 5,572 captured. 3,543 tanks destroyed. 261 to 515, accounts differ, aircraft lost. Between 321,000 to 363,000 total casualties. If it wasn't for the fact that Finland is a tiny country with a small population, that is the only reason fucking Russia won.
Yeah, eventually they stopped fighting because they realized there'd be no more people left.
This picture is a Finnish machine gun crew during the Winter War. Badass motherfuckers. Alright, House, I wonder if Baron Zemo is kind of sort of named after him. No. How fucking dare you, Lycadia? Frankly, I'm insulted. What's another? Do you have anything else you want to talk about, House?
Not really.
White Death was the man. Yes, James Harden. Yes, he was. But yeah, folks, if you have not looked at the Vault 7 documents, or if you haven't looked at least summaries of them, do that. They are fucking scary. And they reveal exactly how disturbing the CIA has gotten recently. Especially since, House, I was mentioning this before you got on, they have a whole fucking network that's set up. It's called Umbrage, and its specific purpose is to mimic other countries' hacking styles and do false flag operations where it looks like other countries did things.
Yeah.
Which means
I'm aware.
They are perfectly capable of making it look like Russia did shit.
Yep.
So I now don't trust any information the CIA has on the election, even though they've never produced any evidence either way.
Oh, but they were the ones who were saying that Russia hacked the election.
Yeah, but they never produced any evidence of that. They were just saying, well, yeah, Russia did it.
I know. That's why I didn't believe them the first time around. Well, that and show me a government.
Go ahead.
Show me a government agency that Obama didn't wield like a weapon against his political rivals during his presidency.
Oh, God, yeah. The CIA, the IRS, fucking everybody. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can find something good to use as an outro. You talk to the chat.
Hey, chat. How's it going? How you doing? Oh, you want something to... You want something to, Hey!
If it won't get us banned.
Hang on, let me,
Wait,
I don't think it will.
I've got the song for the CIA.
Oh, okay.
It just needs to load. Because I'm sorry, my computer's doing a bunch of shit at once, so.
I just want to know one thing. You ready? Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying. Always lying to me. You're lying so much. You're making it hard for me. Every time you tell me something, I figure that you're lying. Ooh, it's almost like you faking. Oh yeah, yeah, I know you're lying, but you sound excited, and you know that I know that you're lying. Oh girl, cue the rain. I got you. The rain, yeah. Turn on. A little bit more. A little bit more. Yeah. I'ma keep on lying to you. Yeah. Until you think it's the truth. Yeah. Now, girl, I know you fibbing. Oh, you know you can't help it. You know what I wanna know. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god. Stop fucking lying.
I think that's enough of that.
Yeah, I'm good.
You've hit your max.
Yeah.
It's a fun song, though.
Oh, I'm not arguing. I'm just that's as much of that I could take right now.
But yeah, the CIA is full of shit. The Netherlands may be going to war with Turkey. Business as usual. House, do you have anything special you want to say for the outro?
Buy water filters. Friggin' frogs are gay. Fucking ISIS.
Where are those
Thanks, Obama.
supplements that Alex Jones sells? Like the True Man or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, buy those too.
Yeah. And beef jerky. You're going to need protein when the apocalypse comes.
Right. Remember to like this video, comment, subscribe to the channel for more quality live streaming like this. If you'd like to send us messages, you can do so directly through Facebook and Twitter, as well as, I suppose, YouTube. All under Douchecanoe Studio. The Twitter handle is at DouchecanoeHM. That's Hector Mike. If you'd like to listen to our podcast, there is a link in the description of the SoundCloud page. We're also on Stitcher, iTunes, Google Play Music, the podcast app, what's the other one?
Podmosphere.
The Podmosphere app, and several of your favorite podcast aggregate websites.
So, for this week, I'm House.
And I'm Mo.
Paddle on.
They're making the frogs gay.